It's time for books. So come up to Mum or Dad and let's rock and read. Today I'll be reading you The Corner of My Eye. And this is how it goes. Sally's grandfather sat in bed, shaking his head over and over again. "I've lost her," he said. "He's lost her," his family said. But they didn't mean the same thing. Only Sally realised that. "He's gone to live on the planet Janet," his family said, which was the nicer way of saying he had dementia, but it wasn't really. Because although her grandfather walked slowly now and didn't hear lots of things, he still had all his marbles. "They're in a blue biscuit tin from the coronation to George VI, he said. "The one on that shelf over there next to my roller skates. I've had those marbles since I was at junior school." So what have you lost, Granddad?" Sally asked. "I'll go and look for it." But its name was one of the words that the old man had lost. He could sort of see it inside his head, but he couldn't draw it, and no matter where he looked, inside his head or inside the house, he couldn't remember what it looked like, or where it might be. "If I find it, will you recognise it?" said Sally. "I might do," Granddad said, "because it wouldn't be lost anymore." So Sally went to look for whatever it might be that the old man had left lying about. She soon realised that everyone left things lying about. You didn't have to be old and forgetful. You just had to put something down without thinking about it because you were in the middle of doing something that was much more important, like going to the kitchen to get a drink of water, and you just happened to be carrying a pen that didn't actually need your help to get your drink, and so you just put it down somewhere and on the way to the kitchen without thinking, "I just put my pen there and pick it up again on my way back." You didn't think anything except, "I need a drink of water." So the pen was unthought of, and another person, or maybe even you, put an old letter on top of it, and then someone else, or maybe you again, put a book on top of that, and then a tea towel that was on its way to the laundry, and under the tea towel someone hid the dog's squeaky toy, because it was driving everyone crazy with its squeaking. And at the bottom of the pile, the pen lay there unmissed and unwanted for months, because where you live is very cluttered and stuff no one ever quite gets around to tidying up, even though they keep saying they're going to. Sally went into the kitchen for a glass of water, and that was where she started looking. The kitchen is the heart of a house, so it's a good place to start looking, even if you don't really know what you're looking for. That is a weird kitchen. Very weird indeed. And the kitchen is the best place to find the sort of stuff that will stop you being disappointed if you can't find or remember what it is you're looking for. There might be cake or chocolate cake there might be cake or chocolate cake, or strawberries with cream, or some money someone left on the kitchen bench so you can nip out and buy some cakes because they weren't any in the kitchen because your mum doesn't cook cakes because she's a rotten cook like my mum was. Or else you try and be healthy and lose weight, and all there is to eat are carrots and lettuce, which are better than nothing, but not much, unless you're a rabbit. I had to go and buy a whole box of cakes so I could draw them for the picture on the opposite page. Sometimes it's quite hard being an artist, especially when you're full up with a big ham roll and lots of cakes. The little cat in the sandwich, whatever. Sally's glass of water made her realise she was hungry. So she put her grandfather's missing whatever it was in a sort of a back pocket and had breakfast. Then she had another breakfast, and that made her tired, too tired to go backstairs to bed. So she curled up in the big green armchair and went to sleep. It was one of those wonderful sleeps that the chair was famous for, where you woke up and can't remember where you are or what the time is or what you're doing. So you just hover between sleep and awake where your brain puts you back together again. It was a morning in the big armchair in the corner of the kitchen, and Sally was looking for something. At first, she thought she must know what it was, and had just left it behind in her sleep, but then she remembered she hadn't the faintest idea. Sally found things that belonged to her, like a lost pen. She found things that belonged to her parents, things that belonged to her granddad, and things that could have belonged to anyone. She took her grandfather's things to him, and there were some things he was so happy to see again. There were, I thought that I got thrown out with the rubbish things. There were, my goodness, I never realised I had so many pairs of glasses things. There were even a few, that was your grandmother's things. And there were, that's not my things. But none of them stopped her granddad saying, I've lost it, over and over and over again. Sally searched everywhere, not just the whole house from the attic to the cellar, not just every inch of the garden, but all the other places in her mind's eye. And although there were lots of things, none of them were the right thing. In the backyard, everything was in exactly the same place as it had been the day before, except that the dog was sitting where the chicken had been, and the chicken had climbed into a box. But nothing was missing. Even the purple swamp hen was still hiding her huge feet in the yellow bowl. There's the dog, there's the chicken, and there's the swamp hen. The garden is the home where your house lives. That is one messy garden. Christmas was getting closer, close enough for the big tin of chocolates the family bought every year since 1936, when Sally's grandfather had been a child. Sally and her granddad sat on old man's beds, eating their favourites, until it was Christmas Eve and there was nothing left but toffees. And there it wasn't. The old man unwrapped a Brazil nut buried in chocolate and cream and held the beautiful purple cellophane up to the light. That's it, he said. That's what I've lost. What, chocolate, said Sally. No, this. A piece of paper? Not the paper, said the old man. The colour. I've lost all the colour. Everything is grey. It's purple, Grandad, Sally said. That one is always purple. No, it's grey. The colour has gone out of everything. That night it snowed, so the whole world, as far as everyone could see, had lost its colour. It stayed white for a while until dust and mud and footprints and tires and excited children and dogs ran all over it, except in the quiet places where no one went. But even there, things changed. Spring came. It pushed its way out of the earth and up through the snow. With new leaves, they would never be as bright or exciting again as they were the first day they opened. The snow melted, and all the greens and reds and every colour of every possible spectrum became summer everywhere. And just to make sure her granddad's car had come back too, Sally bought another box of chocolates, just to be on the safe side. joining me to read The Corner of My Eye. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, and remember, remind Mum and Dad to subscribe so you can see all my books.